Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ACW Newscast number 9. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And as we have a lot of news to cover, as you've seen in our ACW website, we have a lot of questions and comments to answer. First off, I'm going to start off first with what you guys have been saying that I should respond to. And that was the historic week last week when Barack Obama became the 44th President of the United States. Now, I'm going to say it like this. I was watching Tuesday night. I knew that I supported Obama. You guys know this. I had that feeling that I knew Obama would win, but I'm not sure if Obama would win. But for I was thinking John McCain might pull an upset. That's exactly what I was thinking, and I honestly would have been shattered if that would happen. So I was watching and watching the states being called for whoever between McCain and Obama, and then all of a sudden, Pennsylvania was called for Obama, and I was like, wow, that early? I mean, John McCain said he needed that state to win. So I was starting to get a little more confident. Now, all I said is that all I need to do is wait for Ohio and Florida, and this race was over. An hour later, Ohio was called for Obama. I knew then that it was over. And once the 8 o'clock hour hit that night, Barack Obama was named the 44th President of the United States. I'm only 17 years old, and I haven't really gone through much maybe some of your parents or even you have gone through. But I had this sense that, oh my goodness, for the first time, I've seen history being made. I mean, sure, history's been made before, but I feel like I'm a part of history, that I supported history. And in a young childhood like mine, I got to see a historic thing as Barack Obama becoming president. It was historic, and it's something I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I'll say that I was at my home when I saw that, and this isn't a Democrat issue. This isn't a Republican issue. This is a historic American issue. 50 years ago, Barack Obama's parents probably couldn't have even got married during the segregation eras. Obama's mother is white from Kansas, and then Obama's father is black from Kenya, and they both probably would have gotten married in United States standards. It was also 50 years ago that African Americans and minorities alike could not even vote. That they had to do a poll tax, they had to do illiteracy tests, and they were just being taken away their right to vote, just because they don't seem human like others. So I think people have a right to celebrate, and I was celebrating. So, Barack Obama is the president of the United States. Well, now he's the president-elect. I'm sorry, guys, but George W. Bush is still the president. But it's 2 months, so you guys can hang on for 2 more months. If you guys hanged over for 8 years of George Bush, you can just deal with 2. Wait, maybe that was the wrong way to say it. But the point is, Barack Obama will become president on January 20th, 2009, next year. So, congratulations to Barack Obama, his wife Michelle Obama, and their kids Malia and Sasha. I hope that they bring us the change they've been talking about. I hope that, all the issues that I talked about, him entering the war in Iraq, energy independence. I hope all that is very good to me. I hope it's does good for me. So, good job, Barack Obama. Do the good work you're gonna do. I very much hope that America is in the right direction. And you know what? To be honest with you, I think it will. So, there we go. That was my Obama rant there. So, now we're done with the Obama issue. Now we're going to go on to the questions and comments that you've been sending me these past, I think, week or two. Alright? So, I'm going to go to my, I'm going to go to my, profile here. My, ACW YouTube profile. Alright, Brawlmaster X96 has a question. Hey Hakeem, what did you think of Charlie Haas's new gimmick where he impersonates other wrestlers? Also, what is your favorite anime? Mine is DBZ. Charlie Haas's impressions, they're funny. I mean, I marked out when I laughed when Charlie Haas did Stone Cold's impression. That was funny. And what was the other one? When he did Mr. Perfect, that was also funny too. Charlie Haas, I think this is getting him over, by the way. I think this can take him to Intercontinental status. It won't go far. This thing, there's gonna be a point where Charlie Haas has to start wrestling and cut it and do less of that. But I like it so far. He could have an Intercontinental title run with this. You know, I'm liking Charlie Haas right now, who's been bombarded by all these who's been basically buried up to Shelton Benjamin. Charlie Haas to Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin is the gold standard. He is the U.S. champion. Shelton Benjamin is the U.S. champion, and Charlie Haas is impersonating people. So you know they're doing both great. Also, my favorite anime. My favorite anime has to be. Let me see. I'm thinking here. I'm gonna tell you right now. My favorite anime was Pokemon. It's not DBZ is like a close third or fourth. I wouldn't call it my best though. Pokemon was my favorite because it was the first anime I saw as a child, and it was the first anime that really got me into anime. Pokemon, even though it's lame as it can be right now, Pokemon got me watching anime. Pokemon was the reason why I'm doing this thing right now, and Pokemon was tight. Whether you liked it or hated it, you knew you had the Pokemon cards, you knew you had the Pokemon toys, you knew you had at least one Pokemon merchandise, whether you loved it or hated it. So don't deny it, alright? Alright, I'm going to go to another question here. Let me see here. Alright, WWE 682 says, Yo, Hakeem, what do you think about the main event Mafia? Oh, I think it's a great idea. The name, I guess it's a little too much. I mean, come on, main event Mafia, okay. But the storyline and the group itself is awesome. The fact that you got main eventers like Kevin Nash, Booker T, Kurt Angle, Scott Steiner, and the champion Sting as this one elite group is so great because I used to watch these guys when I was a kid. But I'm also somebody that wants to see the new and improved wrestling with Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Consequences Creed, Jay Lethal, Matt Morgan. So, you know, I'm kind of torn in this thing right here. I think it's going to be a great storyline. This will not end until at least the summer of next year. I'm telling you this right now. This will be a long, long, long storyline. And this will probably end at Lockdown, you know, the April pay-per-view event where it's an all-cage pay-per-view event, and there's a lethal lockdown where there's like a Survivor Series kind of match. I think that's where it might end there, but I hope not. I wish this can go in the summer, because this is like TNA's best storyline in like years. So, congrats out to TNA for that opportunity of making that great of a good storyline there. Alright, I'm going to answer that question in a few minutes. Don't worry, I'm going to adjust that situation in a few minutes. Are you going to post the Anime Hall of Fame ceremony this week? And I answered back, about the Hall of Fame, I will post it, but right now it's having problems. Be patient about it, please. Right now, I'm trying to do all these things, but the file type of the Anime Hall of Fame clips is what's really bothering me. I promise I will post it as soon as possible, but for right now, I'm trying right now as hard as I can. You guys need to back off a little bit, okay? I will post it when it's necessary to post it. Alright, now I'm going to go onto my Yahoo Mail here, answer some questions that you guys sent me here. Let's see, Giant Pants 5000 has a message titled ACW. Okay. Let me see. This computer's a little slow here. Let me just try to answer it. Come on, you computer, come on. Come on, computer, let's go. Alright, here we go. He's got some questions. When will ACW have an intergender title? Never. I don't like doing those kind of matches, like, you know, intergender matches. I only did it once. I think I did it like maybe once in my time, and that was with the Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb match thing. But other than that, I just don't like doing those kind of matches. It makes people. It just isn't something that I would do. So no intergender title. If DHQ had a SmackDown vs. Raw game and a new create mode called Create an Area, would you make your own Impulse and Excel Arena? Heck yeah! Let's see. Create an arena where you get to build your own arena with some parts of it? Oh yes, I would build my own Impulse and Excel. It would be off the hook. That's what I would say. But I'm waiting for that SmackDown and Raw game. Maybe next year's 2010 we'll have the Create Arena. But I will give 2009 credit that it has Create a Finisher, and I'll be trying to get that soon. Also, you had some comments on Animania. I was so shocked that Goku screwed Naruto. Well, it was Gohan, not Goku, at Animania. You know what? At the CPV Genesis, if I was co-owner of ACW, it would be Goku versus Naruto in a number one contenders match, steel cage match for the ACW Impulse title. What do you think? I don't know. I guess. I mean, there's not much. There's not much I can do about it. There's not much I can do about it, but Gohan and Naruto in a number one contenders match with a steel cage, that'd be a pretty good match. But we'll address Naruto's situation later on as we go through this newscast. Will you add Mitsuki and Lily from Kappa Mikey on ACW? Absolutely not. And that was the big mistake that AGX, I don't know if you guys know AGX, it was Dante Bunny, who's now Soldier Boy Robot OG or whatever now. He did a swim promotion called AGX, Anime Gaming to Extreme. He had anime characters, but in the mix he had Tiny Toons, he had Kappa Mikey, and it was like we had a YouTube feud. We really did. It was a friendly feud, but it was a feud nonetheless until he stopped making the shows. So, I'm not adding any Kappa Mikey characters. It's bad enough. I'm trying not to add any more Teen Titans characters. Why would I add Kappa Mikey characters for all? Have you ever been to Universal Studios in Florida? I have not. I've been to Paramount though. Paramount Grand Adventure, whatever it was called back when I was a kid. They had like Nickelodeon on Paramount, and I got slimed before. Don't taste the slime. I made that mistake once, and it was a bad night for my stomach. Like, I was farting, and the toilet, I think I punished the toilet too much that night. So, please, don't eat the slime. That's all I'm going to say. And that was too much information. So, we're going to just ignore that happened, and we're going to just keep going. I'm going to find another question here. Let's see if I can find another question here. Let me see here. Question and prediction. What is Beast Boy's theme? Everyone asks me this question every time I do it in a newscast. What is Beast Boy's theme? It's Jules Santana's song Second Coming. It's in that Nike commercial, with LeBron and Steve Nash and Kobe Bryant. That's what the song is, and I liked that song. But I guess that question doesn't really mean anything anymore, and we'll get to that reason why. And he made some predictions for the draft. On Impulse, he said the people that are going to Impulse are Mugen, Moroku, Gaara, Rock Lee, Inuyasha, Kyo, Kunsuki, Seto Kaiba, and Kankuro. On Excel, he said it would be Kakashi, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Speedy, Jaden Yuki, Zabuza, Roy Mustang, Zane Truesdale, and Choji. Wow, some interesting predictions there. Louis Cantwell comes with me these questions, and he's always a sports guy that asks me the questions, so that's good. 1. If you could predict who makes the playoffs, who would you choose? And I'm thinking you're talking about the NFL, right? So, let's see. I've been seeing the matches so far. I see the Bears going. I see, who else is going? I would see the Jets, too. There's possibly the Jets. The Broncos should. I think, I'm a Broncos fan, guys. But the Broncos, I think, will also make it there, too. Who else? Who else will do it? Who else? I'm thinking of one more. Let me get one more. After watching these games so far. The New York Giants, too. I think the New York Giants will be in the playoffs, too. So those are your answers. Also, I know how and who The Undertaker will lose to at WrestleMania 25. Okay. This Friday, The Undertaker will face Vladimir Kozlov and become the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Well, he's talking about last week, apparently. The Undertaker faces Triple H and wins the WWE Championship. Next, he keeps it until Animated 25 and faces the Great Khali and Vladimir Kozlov for the WWE Championship. The Great Khali beats him and becomes the new WWE Champion. I hope to God that does not happen. Because that just not only screws The Undertaker in his streak, that screws everybody else that couldn't beat The Undertaker for so long. They're saying, oh, okay, you're telling me Triple H, you're telling me, who else? You're telling me Diesel, you're telling me Jake the Snake Roberts, you're telling me Randy Orton, you're telling me, Edge, they couldn't beat Undertaker, yet Vladimir Kozlov does. That's just a bad signal. Alright. Oh, Sega Genesis 4000 sends me an injury question. On Animania, did Naruto suffer a herniated disc or a torn ACL? I will get to that question once these questions are done because I have a lot of news to cover today, and you'll know why. Let's see. GWA Call has a call question for me. Call question. When you used Android 17 in your league, did you use the one from Dragon Ball Z known as Android 17 or the one from Dragon Ball GT known as Super Android 17? Here's the idea of that. I used the Android 17 model from Dragon Ball Z, but before I released him, I was gonna do the storyline where he was beaten so many times, like he was in a losing streak, that he had enough. His anger would cause him to grow strength, and that he would become Super Android 17 from GT, and then he would have been a monster. But then again, I have monsters like Broly, and I have monsters like Akuma, so I thought adding another monster would be a little bit too over the top, so I just canceled the thing overall. And Sega Genesis 4000 with the last question of this newscast about Obama. Will you think that Obama will, for good, be in president? Obama will be a great president, I think. I think America for 8 years has been a country where people across the land don't like us for because we're arrogant or so elite or whatever. But again, like I said, Obama being president, he is going to be the face of America. When he goes around the world, he'll be the face of America, and people will be like, "Wow, America might not be that bad after all." So I think Obama will be a great president. But right now, he's the president-elect. We can't decide anything until he becomes the president. So I can't decide that. All right, guys. Thank you guys for sending me questions for the ACW Newscast. And now we get to the ACW News. We get to the ACW News. And the first ACW News I'm going to explain right now is Beast Boy Garfield Mark Gar Logan has been released from Anime Championship Wrestling. I'm reading this from the website. The reason being he took enhancing drugs prior to Animania 2. Now, there was an incident backstage before, I think it was the Impulse before Animania 2. Remember when you guys saw, remember when Beast Boy was betrayed by Nightwing, right? And then probably the next episode or two. Remember the next episode or two when Beast Boy had a new clothes, but also he had muscle. It looked like he had muscle. Well, we didn't make suspicions. People made suspicions about it, but we didn't really want to convict him, so we let it go. We thought it was working out. The Impulse before Animania 2, we found an empty prescription bottle, and it was for a Garfield Logan. It said he took some enhancing drugs, and that he had to take them at least twice a day. We at ACW do not accept enhancing drugs, especially since, apparently Chris Benoit, like 2 years ago, was having that same trouble. So I gotta tell you that it was a decision that was hard, but we had to do it. Because we'd done it before the Terror. Terror was released for taking sleeping pills. And now Beast Boy took enhancing drugs. So, I didn't want to fire him on the spot. But what I was going to do was he was going to lose that title at Animania 2. But I wanted him to lose it in a convincing way. Edward could win the title. And besides, we'll get to Edward and Naruto later on. But Beast Boy had to lose the belt at Animania 2. And afterwards, I just had to fire him. So Beast Boy, no hard feelings, but we cannot accept that kind of behavior into ACW. So we wish you in our future endeavors. Hopefully you can come back when you're clean. But other than that, no. If you can't do the crime, don't do the time. Or if it's the other way around, I don't care. You know what I mean. Our second news involves injury updates. Naruto Uzumaki has been out indefinitely, and Edward Elric suffers a shoulder injury. And I'm going to read from the website here. Naruto Uzumaki, after being brutally attacked by Gohan in Animania 2, has suffered great injuries and bruises. Naruto will be out indefinitely until further notice. You guys saw what Gohan did to Naruto at Animania 2. It was brutal. I don't blame Naruto. Naruto was reports that Naruto wanted to still wrestle, that he can get through the bruises, but we felt it was going to be a danger to his career. So, Naruto is going to be out indefinitely until I can clear him, until Goku can clear him. So, Naruto will not be on ACW Impulse until further notice. He will still be eligible, he will still be available for draft, but he will not be on ACW Impulse or appear in anywhere else. He needs to recover. Plus, Edward Elric suffered a shoulder injury during the Animania 2 Impulse match. That is true. Naruto Uzumaki did some sort of move onto Edward Elric, and Edward Elric's shoulder was messed up. He was complaining, and then Naruto, knowing that Edward Elric was seriously hurt, had to Irish whip Edward Elric over the top rope, and then it had to be between Beast Boy and Naruto at the end. Edward Elric, he should be back, I don't know, maybe about 3 episodes after the draft from Impulse. But for right now, we're not taking any chances. So, Edward Elric will be out for a while too. He's not out indefinitely, but he'll be out until we get any information. The ACW is on hiatus. I'm going to read from the website here. Anime Championship Wrestling is on hiatus as of now until December. Now, we thank you for all the support you have given us during our shows and events. We will come back even stronger and better with new features. Check out ACW videos on VO and YouTube. Visit the forums and website if you have any more information with you as well. So we'll see you in December. I'm still doing the newscast, and I'm also doing the King of Anime tournament, but that's about it. That's all I'm doing right now. None other thing. Speaking of the King of Anime tournament, wow! What a King of Anime tournament, right? We kicked it off with Monkey D. Luffy versus Ryoma Edgerton. Monkey D. Luffy beat Ryoma and advanced into the semifinals. Broly and Rorona Zoro. Zoro hanged on, but Broly was too much for him. And Broly beat Rorona Zoro with a chokeslam from hell. And Broly will now advance to the semifinals and will face Monkey D. Luffy there as well. So we have 2 more matches to go. Joe Higashi will go one-on-one against Ultraman Tiga to advance into the second semifinals. The winner will face the winner of Cyborg versus Kakashi Atake. That should be 2 great matches that everyone expects to see. So the King of Anime tournament has begun, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this King of Anime tournament will represent ACW in the Big 4 match between ACW, PAWL, RCWF, and Pride AC. And I'll post those videos on YouTube and VO as well. But nonetheless, the finals, the round 3, the finals will be the 2 people winning the semifinals facing in a steel cage match. That is how much you want to represent ACW. So that's the rules, that's the details, and hopefully you'll be checking back the website to see what goes on. The ACW draft will be on December as well, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for ACW draft 2008. There should be a lot of great stuff. I know there should be great stuff. I just cannot wait for it. And finally, click review. You guys have made Animania 2 a big event. On VO, there's like over 300 downloads for Animania 2. On YouTube, Animania 2 has reached over 1,500 views. So great job, and thank you for making us ACW fans. And the next click review event will be ACW Genesis coming to you on Call on the Ground, VO, and Firefront, not on YouTube, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this ACW Newscast edition here today. Have a great day. Have a great week. And we'll see you in December when we come back in full force. Thanks for joining us. And remember, stay cool. Stay cool. See ya.